All right, Regal, are you ready?
I am ready for a podcast.
Are you ready to be yeeted?
Yeet!
We're going to recreate the Mason Beck Heather Reckless spot. Are you ready?
I'm Heather Reckless and you're Mason Beck?
Yeah.
Sweet! Let's do it.
All right.
Who's catching me?
Nobody.
You're going to need a whole lot of people.
In my defense, I don't think I could throw you as far as he could.
So, Alex.
Regal.
I just want to make sure you're aware.
Yeah?
Your wife has officially crossed the 100,000 views on a tweet mark.
My texts blew up. Yes. Hell yeah.
I congratulated her earlier.
Is she pretty excited?
She was very excited.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get her on the pod later.
Maybe we'll get her on in a little bit. I think she might.
She's in the shower.
I think she's indisposed. Yes, I wasn't going to say
indisposed.
I wasn't going to say in the shower.
Well, you don't want people to know that my wife showers? You want people to think she's some kind of scuzzbo that never showers?
No,
my wife showers. God, it's weird. Who doesn't want people to know that they shower? It's not like you said she's in there taking a dump and God.
No. Everybody poops. That's a book, you know. You're a teacher. You should know that.
Yeah, I know. I hate that book.
Folks, welcome to Off the Chest of Timothy Regal. I almost said Booze, Brawls, and Brave.
This is the original
yes.
shitty wrestling podcast.
This is the shittiest of shitty wrestling podcasts.
Depends on who you ask.
No, I haven't listened to it yet, but it sounds like this week's Booze, Brawls, and Brave, which is out by the time you're hearing this. After you get done listening to this episode, you should definitely go check that out.
If you haven't already.
Yeah, sounds like
if you have, go listen to it again.
Sounds like it's pretty good. We didn't even put this over the last 2 weeks. If you haven't been listening to Booze, Brawls, and Brave in a while, you should go back and listen to the last 2 episodes where they interviewed and talked about the wrestling history of my colleague, cohort, and co-conspirator to my left here, Mr. Alex McCarthy.
Yeah, they talked about me.
Yes, it's all about you.
All about me. All eyes on me. All eyes on me in the center of the ring, just like a circus.
When are we going to interview Timothy Regal on this podcast?
On this? Every fucking week for the last 140...
God knows how many.
God knows. I'm going to look now because you pissed me off. Oh, shit. Ooh, who's going to win in this cage match between Asuka and Io Shirai?
Dude, that'd be a hell of a match. I'm going to say Asuka.
Well, it all depends on who I book to win.
So we should probably start off the show.
145 episodes.
We should probably start off the show talking about last Saturday night, as we alluded to. It was SCWPro Insurgency.
You didn't even know the name of the fucking show.
My brain blanked for a second. I'm like, I think it was Insurgency. Was I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
All eyes on me.
I'm still catching up from the Fall Facebuster tour, so...
Yes, we have fallen off the Fall Facebuster tour, and December 12th, 13th, and 14th, we're going to have a Winter Wonder War.
It's going to be a Winter Wonder War, Hawkamania, Triskaidekaphobia.
Hawkamania 13, Triskaidekaphobia.
I seriously want to slap somebody for that one.
And then the very next night...
I actually think it's a rib on you, because you're the one who has to keep saying it over and over again.
I don't have to say it again. I guess I have to say it at the night of the event.
But then...
I don't have to promote it anymore.
The night after, it's going to be our annual SCW Seasons Beatings!
Seasons Beat-Offs. What?
I've always said forever, it's like, dude, every indie fed... Every hometown indie fed in the country, December show is probably called Seasons Beatings.
You know what my favorite one is? And I didn't think anybody else was using it, but I found out people are.
What?
'Twas the Fight Before Christmas.
Fight Before Christmas. I'm trying to think of some
Massacre on 34th Street.
That was an ECW pay-per-view.
Still.
My favorite one was, it was Seasons Beatings, but one year, the Shug had just turned heel. So we subtitled the show SCWPro Seasons Beatings, How the Shug Stole Christmas.
Nice.
And then the flyer was literally the Suge as the Grinch in front of like the house and everything. No. First off, I want to say, thank you to everyone who came out to the Walcott Coliseum. We had a great crowd Saturday night. I know there was some other wrestling going on Saturday night that people could stay home and watch, but thankfully the people came out. They packed the Walcott Coliseum. Definitely some brand loyalty from our great fans at SCWPro, and I want to thank them for that. You met a listener to the podcast, an old friend of mine, Mr. Neil Howard, and his son.
He listens to the podcast?
Yeah, he listens to the podcast.
Wow.
He knows the podcast. Actually got him to come to his first SCW show. I've been trying literally since day one to get him to come, and he recently changed work schedule, so he was finally able to attend the show, and I was very...
I think he had a good time. He complimented me afterwards.
They had a great time, and I think we made some new fans. They said they're going to be coming back. They really... I mean, we picked... there's a moment that they're not going to forget anytime soon.
One moment in time.
But
that has been watched over 100,000 times. And really, when you factor that it's been cross-posted on Instagram,
it's over 100,000.
Oh yeah.
We kicked off the night with a match between Jah-C, a member
the Dirty South Boricua, representing infamy,
taking on the front man. Big match, Jah-C.
Right.
This was a hell of a match.
Hell of a fight.
I loved this match. Great stuff here.
Two very athletic, young, scrappy individuals.
Yeah. But and then
I have no idea what I just said for the record. If you're asking yourself.
In and I'll just throw it out there. I'll say it. In what I would have to call a little bit of an upset, not a big upset.
Well, you got to give credit where credit is due.
I mean, so there's been some problems with the boys in Infamy as of late.
Yeah.
And Jah-C originally came out for this match alone.
Yep.
And then Dion Roosman came to the ring. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, help me out.
Matt Cage came to the ring.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I'm jumping ahead to later.
You're jumping ahead to later.
I'm getting confused with later. Okay.
It's okay.
Sorry folks, my short-term memory's been the shit.
Tim, take your meds.
It's not meds. My short-term memory's always been bad. I can remember conversations I had when I was 4 years old, but I can't remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday.
Anyways,
so Matt,
Matt
so Jah-C was in control. The music of Matt Cage hit, and Matt Cage came to the ring.
Yep.
Distracting Jah-C.
Yep.
Jah-C hits a super kick and gets a pin.
Absolutely.
Then
the
Money grabs the mic, runs down why he came back, said he's still looking to get a piece of Jah-C, and challenges him to get in the ring. And this brings out the other members of Infamy. And it ends up that we get a challenge and a match made for the main event of Matt Cage taking on the Iceberg Dion Roosman.
Yeah. Main event announced there. Mm. After that, we saw the filth you can't wash off, the 6-star asshole JT Energy take on the former SCWPro heavyweight champion Travis Titan.
Yeah.
What'd you think about this one, Regal?
I cannot stand JT Energy. Everybody knows that. He blocked me on Twitter.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I don't think it's funny.
I know you.
Kind of an asshole.
Yeah, well.
But obviously he doesn't like when people call him out on certain things. JT Energy, I gotta give him credit where credit is due. He had a good strategy in this. He immediately attacked the shoulder of Travis Titan, which when you attack the shoulder, by attacking the shoulder of Travis Titan, that means Titan can't get the Titan's cross locked in. He can't hit the cradle pile driver possibly.
Titan's arrow.
Yeah, a lot of his offense is based around that arm strength that he has. So JT Energy worked the shoulder relentlessly. Travis was in a lot of pain. Obviously, Travis, like I said, more heart than possibly anybody in the world, fights through all the pain.
You really think more heart than brains?
Sometimes, yes. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, I've gone on record and said it. Travis Titan lost the SCWPro Championship because he let his heart get in front of his brain. So, so Titan at one point goes for the Titan's Cross, which normally when he locks that in, it's the end of the match. But because of the shoulder, JT gets to the ropes. He tries to go for the cradle pile driver. He can't get that. JT almost gets a victory. Titan in the end fights through all the pain. I mean, just shows the guts, the heart that Titan has. Actually, through the pain, picks up JT, hits him with a cradle pile driver, and gets a 1-2-3. I mean, again, we're 2 for 2 on excellent matches to start the show here. So
Hell yeah.
And
we're
then,
about to be 3 for 3.
And then we have this match. We announced a triple threat match.
Triple threat, Lucha Rules.
A scramble match for the...
It's not a scramble match.
Well, Lucha Rules tag teams... That's actually technically a scramble match.
No, it's not.
When it's Lucha Rules and no tags?
There were tags.
Well, there were tags.
It was optional Lucha Rules.
Okay. We're arguing semantics, but... it was Connor Braxton and Mason Beck versus Blake Wiley and Sabotage.
Sabotage!
Versus Thundercorn.
Thunder.
Corn Boy and Latin Thunder. And just when all three of those teams came to the ring, some music hit.
Yup.
And Heather Reckless and Izzy B came to the ring.
Yup.
And we know that Heather Reckless and Izzy B both have been having their problems with Mr. Sabotage and Mr. Wiley as of late.
Izzy B has?
Well, she, a little bit. More so Reckless than Izzy B, but...
I was going to say, that must be something I don't know about.
Yeah. I mean, there's stuff that happens when you're not around, bro.
Whoa, okay.
I know things.
Backstage reporter Timothy Regal, he always knows what's going on with the girls because he doesn't leave them alone.
I got the scoops. Hey.
Hey,
this ain't a Tony Schiavone makeup chair thing here, but you know.
What?
It's a Tony Schiavone podcast reference. People out there, some people out there listen don't get it.
Jesus Christ.
But another great podcast that after you listen to every episode of Off the Chest Timothy Regal, you should go check that show out because it's funny as hell.
Every episode, even go back to the old fucking network and listen to those.
Absolutely. If you have not listened to every episode of Off the Chest of Timothy Regal, what have you been doing with your life?
Do you think anybody's actually listened to all 145 episodes of this shit?
Zach.
Zach has?
Probably. Maybe Chris Angle. I don't know. So Angle and Zach are kind of like our Landals.
Wow. Does Landos listen to this podcast?
Oh, he told me he did.
Oh, okay.
Last time he was in town.
Yeah.
When's Landos coming back to town, man? I miss Landos.
I don't know.
Landos, if you're listening, when you come back to SCWPro, bro?
He lives really far. Or no, he doesn't live that far away, does he?
He lived in Missouri at one point, but I don't think he lives there.
He was training in Missouri. Yeah. I think he lives in, Marion.
Okay, but we're getting
Landos, where do you live?
Yeah, Landos, where the hell do you live? We're getting off topic. So Heather Reckless and Izzy B come out to the ring, and they say they want into this three-way number one contenders match.
Yeah.
And Commissioner Morrow and Merrick Brave confer, and they turn it to the crowd and ask what they think, and of course the crowd responds with thunderous applause. So the match is made a fatal four-way, and we have Heather Reckless and Izzy B as the fourth team in this number one contendership match. So here's the thing, folks. I'm going to be honest with you. Anything leading up to a certain point in this match, I don't remember what the hell happened.
Yeah.
So I'll just skip to the good part. Heather Reckless and Izzy B are in the... well, first off, I will say that this starts out... my first memory of this is Blake Wiley and Sabotage dump Corn Boy and Latin Thunder. And then... apparently, Sabotage and Blake Wiley thought they were a couple of young bucks. So they posed in the ring.
Yeah.
And then they were taken out from behind by Heather Reckless and Izzy B and dumped to the floor.
Yep.
Then Izzy B climbed to the top rope and did a beautiful, beautiful dive from the top rope to the floor, taking out everybody. And then it looked like Heather Reckless was going to go for a dive. And then she turned around into Mason Beck.
Yep.
Now, I assume that most people out there have probably been to an SCW show, or at the very least have probably seen this video clip by now, so I should be able to go on without it. But I'm just going to set this scene for you, if I may. That Mason Beck, the walking horror film,
yes,
as we call him, is about 6'5", 6'6".
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Heather Reckless is, I want to say 4'8".
4'10".
4'10", okay.
Jesus Christ.
So 4'10" versus 6'6". There's a little bit of a height disparagement. Is that the word I'm looking for? Help me out.
Something like that.
Help me out there, Professor McCarthy.
There's a disparity, yeah.
Disparity, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. There's a little bit of height disparity. Now, the thing we know about Heather Reckless is she does not back down from a fight against anybody. So Heather Reckless proceeds to slap Mason Beck across the face, which probably not a good...
A reckless maneuver, if you will.
Oh, God.
Hey, you don't tattoo reckless on the back of your legs.
That's true. But either way, most guys much bigger than her I would not advise slapping Mason Beck. So
the velocity.
I really, really, really would not advise this if you're
I'm glad this is at 101,000 views because I think about 1,000 of them are me. I think I've watched it 1,000 times.
So Mason Beck proceeds to lift up Heather Reckless for a Beck bomb. And I'm thinking, oh my God, Heather Reckless is going to die. And then he turns and proceeds to yeet, as the kids say, Heather Reckless, into the crowd from the ring. I said it went into about the 4th or 5th row.
I think Mary was ready to catch her at the bar.
Yeah, I was worried. Yeah, for a second, I was worried she was going to end up landing on Mary at the bar.
Jesus.
It is probably one of the most insane launches of a human being in a professional wrestling match I have ever seen. Heather Reckless, Spike Dudley is not, like, everybody's seen the infamous clip of Spike Dudley getting launched into the crowd by Bam Bam Bigelow. This is 1,000 times worse.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, we're not talking landed in the 1st or 2nd row. We're talking got launched a good 10 feet.
Mary thinks it was 15
Like,
feet.
a good 10 to 15 feet. I knew Mason Beck was strong. I did not realize that he could legitimately launch a human being into orbit. Needless to say,
if you're studying astronomy, there's 10 planets now, and the 10th planet in orbit is Heather Reckless.
So, the wonderful, talented, amazing Margaret Adele happened to be in the perfect place at the perfect time and got the perfect video of this moment.
My wife.
Immediately tweeted it out. It was then retweeted by the SCW account.
Yep.
And then retweeted by several other people. I DM'd this thing after the match. I immediately DM'd this clip to like 10 people.
Yeah.
To all which most of the responses I got were to the effect of "Holy fuck!" So even by the time the show even ended, we're already going viral here on this. And then I'm just gonna skip this. As we're sitting there, we're about to leave the building.
Oh, here we go.
I know this clip. Heather Reckless has gone to a whole, and Mason Beck gone to a whole other level when it gets tweeted about by the aerial assassin, the best wrestler in the world in 2019, Mr. Will Ospreay.
Seth Rollins hasn't retweeted it yet.
Yes, the man who's probably going to win Wrestler of the Year for most
Chris Van Vliet retweeted it.
Is that the British guy? The occasionally works for AEW?
Yeah.
Wow, he retweeted it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. That was what I didn't know. But, let's see. Ricky Shane, our boy Ricky Shane Page.
Our boy. God
He's
damn
been,
it.
he's been on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, he has. Never mind. You can say it about him.
Ricky Shane Page been on the podcast. Friend of the podcast, Ricky Shane Page. Shane Mercer, I believe. Trying to think of some other ones. Scores of independent wrestlers. Scores of a few, I saw people retweeting this in Japan.
As of right now, 700 retweets, 2,384 likes, 101,000 views.
Yeah, I was translating tweets from Japan. This has gone global. This was a moment that will live in history in SCWPro forever. Because, if you have not seen it, just go to my goddamn Twitter timeline. Pause this. Go to my Twitter timeline and look at it. I'm going to guess that every person listening to this has seen this by now. But I cannot tell you. I even tried to think of what I said as it happened, and I realized that is one of those moments where I don't think I spoke for about 30 seconds because I legitimately didn't know what to say.
So I don't like it when wrestlers do this. Cornboy posted the entire match.
Okay.
So I went back and watched the aftermath because I was like, what did I say? We didn't say. Well, because your first reaction, we're putting it over now. Your first reaction is she okay? Oh my God, is she alive? And so then it's, holy shit, that was fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
Well, you want to in that moment you lay out and let the crowd react.
Right.
Also, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure out what I can say to convey the emotion that doesn't involve me screaming the F word into the microphone on a PG show. Because that's the only fucking thing I can think is, holy fuck, this just happened.
Right. Yeah.
So, I guess so after that, obviously Mason Beck is the only person left standing. But somehow, in this fracas, one Mr. Blake Wiley escaped.
What a fucking idiot.
And, I've talked about the fact that Blake Wiley and Sabotage are kind of, dumb. Blake, I got a little advice for Blake Wiley. Hey, Blake, the next time you get a stupid idea in your head, don't act on it. Blake Wiley thinks that he's going to try to sneak up behind Mason Beck and attack him. Blake Wiley proceeds to attempt to sneak attack Mason Beck, and immediately within 10 seconds, about 10 to 20 seconds, get eviscerated by Connor Braxton and Mason Beck.
Yeah.
And Mason Beck, Big Boot, Beck Bomb, Spike, they literally beat the holy crap out of this kid for about 60 seconds and then pinned him like he was dead. So...
couldn't have happened to a nice
yeah. Wiley, what the hell, man? Come on. Oh, Lord. So, yes, that is probably, how do we follow that? Well, the next match we had the rookie...
2018 Rookie of the Year, Primetime James Thomas.
Taking on the boy from Australia.
The Revolutionary.
Mr. Zeke Endino.
Yeah. I gotta get all this shit over.
So, I gotta ask.
What?
2019 is about to come to a close.
Yeah?
We're about to get a new Rookie of the Year.
Well, we're gonna get... No. Not exactly.
What?
We're gonna get a 2019 Rookie of the Year.
Well, we're gonna get a 2019 Rookie of the Year.
We're never gonna have another 2018 Rookie of the Year.
My point is...
Primetime James Thomas will, for the rest of his career, be the 2018 Rookie of the Year.
It's kind of like Chicago Bears fans.
Oh, fuck off.
I wish y'all would quit talking.
Oh, fuck off.
I wish y'all would quit talking about 1985.
Fuck right off. Because it was 1997 forever. It was until it was the next time they won it. So I don't want to fucking hear about it. Because Packer fans are way worse.
Let's not talk about the Packers today.
Packer fans are the dirt worst when it comes to not getting over their 2 Super Bowl wins.
We've got more than 2. We won Super Bowl 1, bro.
Oh, good. Tell me what it was like, Regal. What was it like that day?
I wasn't born yet.
Oh,
day.
God.
It's a great day. Bart Starr ruled ass.
Oh, Bart Starr ruled ass. Jesus Christ. Bart Starr ruled ass. You're fucking unbelievable.
So, primetime James Thomas comes to the ring, and of course, repeatedly reminds everyone in the Walcott Coliseum that he is the 2018 Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Zeke and Dino comes to the ring, man. This kid, I am so impressed every time I see this guy. He's grown so much as a wrestler from the time
he's like 4 or 5 feet taller than he was last time he was here.
Lame joke. But Zeke and Dino, James Thomas, Zeke and Dino picks up a victory here. These kids had some great matches and finally getting some wins under his belt. Zeke and Dino actually put a little extra sauce. He hit the swanton for the victory, but he before he went up for the swanton, he grabbed James Thomas's sunglasses.
Yeah.
And put them on to do his swanton bomb. I'm quite proud of myself with this one. As he's climbing to the top rope, I said, "You don't mess around with a guy in shades." And as he jumps, I went, "Oh no!"
I had a fan turn around and tell me he liked it when I said his future's so bright he's got to wear shades.
Yeah. I popped Sean Morrow big with the reference. For those of you who don't know, that is "Don't Mess Around with a Guy in Shades, Oh No" is a reference to a 80s one-hit wonder called Sunglasses at Night by the great Corey Hart.
I wear my sunglasses at night so I can.
Don't mess around with the guy in shades, oh no. That song, yeah. If the kids out there,
is that what they're saying on the refrain?
Yeah.
I've never understood it before.
Yeah, Sean Morrow immediately popped.
I've heard that song 100,000 times probably, and I never understood that that's their thing on the refrain.
Yeah.
Don't mess around with the guy and shit. So no. Okay, I guess it is.
Yeah. No. So that was my line of the night, I think, on the commentary. But after that, we had the match for the.
I'm surprised that's not a weekly segment with you.
Well, my line.
My line of the night on commentary.
Well, we don't have a show every week.
So you
but
just give yourself a line of the week. So you take 2 lines from the same show.
Oh, but we had a match for the Iowa Wrestling Championship. One called Manders, the Corn Belt Cowboy.
One called.
Taking on a member of Infamy, Mr. Robin Steele.
Yes.
Steele gave it his all.
He sure did.
But when was the last time Manders lost a match?
I want to say it was at the Beer Stube in the match before the show before the Best of Black and Brave tournament when Primetime's James Thomas stole one from him.
Primetime James Thomas rolled him up and held the tights for a pin. That's right.
I think that's the last time.
Yeah, but he has not lost.
That was
obviously
May. That was May, right?
Hasn't lost. Hasn't taken a loss since the Black and Brave tournament. This guy's on a hell of a roll. And like I said, that was probably only one of his 1 or 2 losses in 2019. So
in SCW for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he loses all the time everywhere else. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow!
I'm
kidding. Our boy.
I'm kidding.
You still mad at him over the Black Label Pro thing?
Yeah, a little bit.
Hey, do what you got to do to get noticed. Even if that means attacking somebody from behind occasionally.
Occasionally. How many times have you attacked somebody from behind?
A few times.
I've never. I did leave a dog to die in a parking lot once.
What?
Moondog.
Oh. For a second.
I mean, I didn't do that. I had nothing to do with that. I thought he was in the trunk.
He was a dog.
Shit. That was my line of the night that night.
So, the One Call Manders picks up a victory. After that, we had the SCWPro champion not putting the title on the line.
What?
Xander Killen.
Hey, in his defense, JP Finger didn't put the tag team titles on the line.
It wasn't a tag team match. For the tag team titles to be on the line, it has to technically be a tag team match.
I heard one of the fans had an idea for the tag team titles to be defended in a singles match.
And then the tag team titles, I don't know how that's going to work. I'll have to check the rule book.
What do you know about a rule book?
I'm all for the enforcing of the rules.
Okay. Referee's discretion, huh?
Yeah. But Xander Killen taking on JP Finger. we thought maybe if JP could get a victory, he might be able to at least, Xander Killen wouldn't be able to deny him an SCWPro Championship match.
It's true.
So, I mean, this was a big match for old JP.
Old JP.
Killen, of course, was his usual angry, irritating, jack-off self.
What?
I don't like him. He's an asshole.
Okay.
Nobody likes him. He's ugly, too.
Jesus Christ. Come on, Regal. How are you going to call somebody ugly on the podcast?
Xander Killen is an ugly human being. I've said it before.
You're so mean.
I mean, have you looked at him?
I wanted this podcast to be positive.
I heard they put Xander Killen's picture up in the women's prison to take down the libidos.
Jesus. Where did you get that joke? I heard that recently.
That's a variation of a joke from somebody else, but we won't talk about him.
Oh, Jesus.
Goddamn!
Your buddy. Oh, come on. It wasn't a racist joke. It was a starvation joke.
Let's not do it. Let's not talk about it. We're talking about SCWPro. Let's keep it that way. But, no, man. I don't like Killen. Killen, at one point, Jared Thumb's out there with JP Finger.
Yeah.
And Jared Thumb's trying to cheer his buddy on.
His best friend.
Trying to help out his best friend. And Xander Killen, once again, just attacks Jared Thumb. No real provocation to do it. He just does it. And then, because of this, JP, worried about his friend, ends up losing the match. Mm-hmm. Killen wins. And then, Killen, being the piece of crap that he is, grabs a steel chair, goes to attack both of them. Thankfully, Travis Titan runs out to make the save.
Yep.
And we get the official announcement.
Yep.
That it's season's beatings. Mm-hmm. It's going to be Xander Killen. He can't run and hide forever. Xander Killen's getting back in that ring with Travis Titan for the SCWPro Championship. Thank the maker for Travis Titan, because dude, I am so sick of seeing Xander Killen not defend the title, hide, run, be a coward, be a punk ass little bitch.
Oh,
I can't wait for December 15th. All right.
What?
December 15th, right? 14th is Wildwood, 15th is...
13th and 14th.
13th and 14th.
Triskaidekaphobia is on Hulkamania 13 on Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's right. That's why it's Triskaidekaphobia.
That's what, yeah, we've been planning it this way for 2.5 years.
Have we?
Yeah, we have all the Iowa City dates for the next 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, Hulkamania 50 is going to be on your birthday.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm still alive. But yeah, Xander Killen, God, I hope Travis Titan just tears him apart and takes back the SCWPro title so we can have a champion we can be proud of again. But up next, it is for the QC Cup, Johnny Wisdom taking on the man celebrating his 16th anniversary in professional wrestling, the hip-shaking hero, the friendly neighborhood pelvic thruster, the phallic phenom, Crotch. That a pretty good one?
It was fine.
All right. Johnny Wisdom, again, another person I do not like.
Yeah?
Immediately goes after Crotch. This match got pretty brutal, man. One thing people don't forget, Crotch ain't going to back down from nobody either. He going to fight.
Yeah.
If you want to fight. So, Johnny Wisdom had his hands full. It looked like Crotch was going to get the victory. Crotch hit the crotch rocket, but in the process, kicks the referee.
Yep.
So there's no referee to make a count.
Referee Anthony Martinez?
Yes, it was referee Anthony Martinez. Gets kicked on the crotch rocket, so he's down. There's no way to make a count. Johnny Wisdom, uses that to his advantage. Hits a low blow. Hits the Midwest Strong Style Lariat. As the ref comes to and counts 3. Crotch got robbed.
Yeah?
Man, I obviously, Crotch's 16th anniversary. I was there on day 1, man.
Yeah, you were.
Well, obviously, I mean,
I was on there on day 690.
You were?
Probably not. actually.
690 would have been like year 2 or year 3, so I don't think you were there. Maybe 1690.
Yeah.
But then we had our main event. Matt Cage taking on Dion Roosman. These guys had a hell of a matchup. I mean, obviously, you have Matt Cage, do I want to say Midwest independent wrestling legend? Is that?
I think that's accurate.
I think I could say that. Taking on one of the fastest up-and-coming young gentlemen in independent wrestling, the Iceberg Dion Roosman. These guys just tore into each other. I mean, I will never... I'm so happy that we get Matt Cage here in SCW Pro, that I get to see him wrestle again. This match was going great. Then, of course, the dirty South Boricua, Joe-C, has to come out there, stick his nose into things.
Right.
Starts barking orders at Dion.
Yeah. What's his deal?
I don't know.
He's the leader of Infamy? It
was kind of a thing that, he was the mouthpiece, the voice.
I just assumed that it was him as the singles and Robert and
Well, I mean, that's kind
Robin
of the path they
Dion.
took, but I don't
nobody could get along with
there's
him.
the three of them, but now he's out there trying to bark orders, and because of this, Dion gets distracted. He goes for the spear. Matt Cage moves out of the way.
Yep.
Dion plows into Joe-C.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Cage then flips into a money clip, and Dion takes the loss.
Yeah.
After this, obviously, Joe-C and Dion, they start jaw-jacking each other, start shoving each other. Robin Steele comes out and tries to keep the peace. Obviously, the boys in Infamy, who, for the better part of over a year, have pretty much been running roughshod over SCW Pro, they've got real problems.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys who seem like a pretty ironclad unit up until a few months ago, up until about the time that, I think it kind of all started when Dion and Robin lost the SCW Pro Tag Team titles.
Robert.
I don't know. Dion and Robin Steele lost the SCW Pro Tag Team titles in a match that Robin Steele wasn't even in. It was Joe-C who tapped out to the figure 4 leg lock.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a lot going on. I mean, I might have to go do a little digging in the locker room. See what I can dig up. I'm gonna try to get the scoops.
I was gonna try to make a joke, but it's not. Never mind.
I mean, I like scoops of various kinds. I'll make the joke for you, but
no, I was gonna make a joke about who you could dig up, but then I was like, who can I make an old joke about? And maybe you'll dig up Mark Storm.
But Mark Storm was too busy in the losers bracket.
It's over.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
He lost?
Yep.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good.
I've heard it was great too.
I didn't make it. I thought about going, but just bad timing.
Yeah, for those, if we're not talking to code, our boy, our buddy Matt Cage, Mark Storm was recently in a play here in the Quad Cities.
Yeah.
Called the Losers Bracket. It's about fantasy football. I kind of wish I would have went and seen it.
Was it about fantasy football?
I think so. It's about a bunch of guys that play fantasy football and sit in a bar.
Oh.
That's kind of what I gathered from it.
What was that?
Shut up!
Shut up, Alexa. Nobody likes you. The only Alexa that matters is Alexa Bliss. I think it worked. But a great night of SCW Pro action.
Yeah, when can we see it again?
December 13th, Friday, December 13th.
Yeah, what's
at
the name of the show?
Hawkamania, Triskaidekaphobia.
Yeah.
You should probably call the Wildwood Smokehouse Saloon and reserve yourself a table.
I'm gonna sit at the announce table.
Well, I mean, you don't have to, but let's hope I'm sitting at the announce table. Let's hope I'm not someplace else again.
Dead?
That's about where we're about to. That's if it happens a third time. I'm assuming what's going to happen. He did. But then on the 14th, we're going to be back at the Wildwood Smokehouse.
Nope.
We're going to be back at the Walcott Coliseum. They're both W's, so it's hard. It's easy to do that where they're back to back. December 14th, we will be at the Walcott Coliseum for Seasons Beatings, and then don't forget January 24th. Am I right?
Yes.
January 24th. Go to SCW-Pro.com. Get your tickets for SCW
Genesis
at the Rust Belt in East Moline with special guest, one of the true independent wrestling legends, one of the people that we looked up to when we started SCW Pro, the great former TNA Tag Team Champion, former X Division Champion, former IWGP Junior Tag Team Champion, Alex Shelley, going to be in the house. It's going to be a hell of a night. Obviously, everybody saw what we did the last time we were at the Rust Belt. I know I've got a lot of people asking about it. We are going to load this show up. It's going to be even bigger and better than the last time. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss any SCW. I mean, we proven it. 100,000 views on Twitter. You don't want to miss any SCW Pro show because you never know what you're going to get. But you really, really don't want to miss the Rust Belt. Did you watch TakeOver?
No.
You did not watch TakeOver.
I haven't had the chance. I'm fucking busy. I don't have time to just sit around and watch wrestling.
We do a wrestling podcast. You do realize that, right?
So, yeah, this is about the amount of time that I want to dedicate to wrestling every week. Coming and doing this podcast. This is what I do. You give me all the results to the shows because you watch NXT UK, NXT, MLW, TakeOver, Raw, SmackDown.
I do not watch
Japan,
Raw and SmackDown mostly.
Ring of Honor.
Oh,
Impact,
fuck right off!
MLW, APW.
What is APW?
Rocky Mountain Pro.
Bro!
AAA, CMLL. Beyond.
You watch Beyond, fuckhead.
Yes, and that's the only one of those that I watch.
I did watch TakeOver. You should definitely carve out some time and go watch TakeOver because it was a hell of a fucking show, as always.
Yeah.
I mean, even when we're down on WWE, dude, TakeOver is the shit. I mean,
I thought Survivor Series was good.
So I was going to talk a little bit about TakeOver first.
Go ahead.
But
me.
You already know what happened. Don't even pretend you don't. I thought the women's War Games match was good. The Dakota Kai heel turn. Stop it! I'm going to throw something at you. I do have a plate.
I haven't watched it yet. Yes. Oh, if you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare throw my plate that carried my food that I paid for with my hard-earned money that fed your ass. Put my fork down. You greedy son of a bitch. Put my fork down. You are not going to stab me with my own fucking fork in my own fucking house after you ate my fucking food. Because
I've watched a lot of homicide matches and Abdullah the Butcher matches in my day.
I'll kill you.
I know how to use a fork.
I'll kill you right now.
I know how to use a fork.
I will fight you. I will fight you right now. You with a fork versus me with my cat-like reflexes. I will kill you. I will kill you.
Alex McCarthy, the 200-pound cat.
250-pound cat.
250-pound cat, baby.
I don't know how much I weigh. I haven't weighed myself in a while.
Oh God.
I like to go be surprised.
The obviously, you knew the Dakota Kai heel turn was coming.
No, I didn't because I haven't watched NXT in a month.
Okay, if you had, you would.
Right, but before I watch TakeOver, I have to watch all of the NXTs since the last TakeOver.
No, you don't.
That's what I do. I watch all of the previous NXTs, and then I watch the TakeOver.
You're never gonna get caught up if you do that.
It's only like 6 hours.
Not anymore. They're like 2 hours long.
Oh,
remember?
fuck. God, Jesus, I forgot about that.
Actually, on the network, they go down to about an hour and 30 minutes, but either way.
It's still too long. Wrestling shouldn't be more than 45 minutes.
God damn, go back to the territory when we only had an hour. Motherfucker.
Shut up. I don't want to hear that voice. I really hate that voice.
What voice? I know what you're talking about. No.
The Donald Trump of professional wrestling.
So here's... No, he hates Trump, trust me.
Yes, which is ironic, because he is the Donald Trump of professional wrestling.
So, NXT TakeOver was great.
cult-like following that doesn't care about logic.
Yeah.
The parallels are all there.
That's been beaten to death on social media. I don't think we really need to talk about it that much.
I've never seen it on social media.
You're not following the same people then, because
good.
It was all over mine.
It's true.
So here's the thing. TakeOver's great. Go check it out. Both the organizations. Kevin Owens getting the Stone Cold Steve Austin pop was beautifully done.
Hey.
You saw it. We talked about it at the show. You know what happened.
I didn't know he got a pop.
Kevin Owens coming out on an NXT show in a War Games match is going to get a fucking pop, dumbass.
You're dumbass. You're so disrespectful.
You're disrespectful.
I'm not disrespectful.
You disrespect me every day.
How? Do I come into your house?
I'm trying to stab you with a fork?
Do I come in your house and eat your food and chastise you on your own couch?
You don't have to feed me. Your wife just hands me a plate. I'm kind of rude if I don't eat at that point.
I ate my lunch for tomorrow.
I didn't say you had to feed me. She just literally came up and handed me a plate. I mean, again, it would be rude for me at that point to not eat the food.
Yeah.
But no, I thought both the War Games matches were great.
Apparently, somebody just turned heel.
What else happened on the damn show? Now that I'm thinking about it. Triple threat match.
Okay, so listen to this line that apparently just happened on Raw.
Okay.
I beat Brock Lesnar 2 times this year and brought the title back to Raw. You couldn't get it done with a lead pipe and your stupid little kid helping you out. What?
He better be turning heel if he's going to do shit like that.
He's apparently playing the character that everyone thinks he is.
Well, we're gonna get into that too because that's gonna play into it. Into Survivor Series. No. I will say one thing for NXT. Both this and that. I mean, obviously there wasn't, and we'll get into the Survivor Series tag match in a bit. But the one thing I took out of this weekend, as far as NXT goes, Keith Lee's a fucking star.
Yeah, holy shit.
And we saw that.
Crazy. I didn't see that coming.
And I was so happy for my dude Damian Priest over the course of the weekend.
Did you have a good weekend too?
When they announced him for the Survivor Series team, I literally jumped off the couch in happiness because I was expecting somebody else. I was expecting Dijakovic.
Yeah.
And then they announced Damian Priest. So, yeah. But no, if you haven't yet, go check out TakeOver. Alex has it, so we won't talk about it at length. But you told me you weren't going to watch Survivor Series, and then you did.
I didn't think I was going to.
Well, you were recording that other show, and
Booze, Brawls, and Brave, another
guys,
shitty wrestling podcast.
That's supposed to be a Merrick Brave impression?
No.
Oh. We need to, I've tried forever to figure out what a Merrick Brave impression should sound like, and I cannot get it down.
He doesn't really have.
He has the Bettendorf accent. People from Bettendorf have a fucking accent.
What?
They do. People from Bettendorf have an accent. That dude from NCIS LA that's on there that's from Bettendorf.
What? My wife works in Bettendorf. Does she have a Bettendorf accent?
No. People from Bettendorf, though, have an accent.
Are you fucking high?
No, I'm not. People
this
from
is
Bettendorf.
a real thing?
People from Bettendorf have an accent.
Margaret!
No, I don't know.
Are you making a drink, or are you just drinking straight Coke?
Drinking straight Coke.
That's for alcohol, damn it!
Oh, fine. I'll put a little rum in there, too. Goddamn.
Yeah, y'all got any whiskey? I'll take some of that.
We have spiced rum. That's the best we got.
I used to be a rum drinker in my 20s. Kind of got too sweet for my taste.
Well, unlike you two, I'm still in my 20s.
Wow!
Wow! Did your wife just call me old?
You are old.
Well, I am old, but...
She called me old, too.
Margaret, we put you over at the start of the podcast. While you're here, would you like to say anything?
I had to mute my phone because I got tired of my battery dying.
Yeah, so Margaret's battery died on the way home from the show, because her phone literally blew up that much. So, yes, Margaret, we are all thankful and very proud of you.
I might have to go back to gifting now. How my wrestling journey began is gifting and making memes out of wrestling.
Thank you.
Hey, I've had some good memes with it.
Oh, actually, there's some other people that have done some good memes with it too. It's very memeable. It's a very memeable moment.
So yesterday I did the
flying into Monday like
Heather Reckless. How am I going to get to Chicago in time for Survivor Series? Mason Beck.
That was good.
Then today I did the. Do I have to go to work on a Monday? My bills.
Yeah, I saw that one. That one made me laugh. Because I was trying to figure out some way to figure that one in. You know, I actually got to leave work a little bit early today, and I was gonna do one. Mason Beck is my boss, asking if I want to leave early. Heather Reckless is me.
So how long have you been at my house?
Since about 3:00.
You left that early?
Yeah, we were over on hours. They said, "Hey, you want to leave early?" And I'm got a full 40 this weekend. Probably still end up having a full 40. We'll end up still having a full 40 by the time the week's over. They just had to cut hours for today. We were over for today.
Yeah.
So. I came over here, read a book, watched some wrestling.
Superstar Survivor Series?
Huh?
Want to talk about Survivor Series?
Huh?
Do you want to talk about Survivor Series?
You were mumbling. I couldn't understand you.
Do!
I got you.
You!
Are you ready for the Survivor Series? Who will survive?
No, that's Royal Rumble theme, isn't it?
What was the Survivor Series one? That was the horns. Like that. It was the horns.
I'm gonna look for it because I don't know what the fuck that was.
Then you'd always have Vince talking over it, introducing the teams.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan and the $1 Million Man captain their teams of Jake the Snake Roberts and Zeus.
Here we go.
It's the Survivor Series! And what will come out of the giant egg? It's...
Oh! Speaking of, did you watch Stone Cold Sessions last night?
I have not yet.
Holy fuck.
That is on my agenda for when I get home, actually.
Holy
I heard it's... I have read some reviews. I know my buddy Craig watched it.
Amazing.
Said it was legitimately one of the best interviews that you're ever going to see, probably.
Well, because nobody's ever interviewed Taker before.
And it's
like all this shit is like, I didn't know. You didn't know. Nobody knew.
Yeah, it's the uniqueness of it. Yeah, don't say anything because I'm going to watch it as soon as I get home. No, it's no. I almost watched it when I got home last night, but I was really tired and wanted to go to bed. I'd been watching. We literally started watching, and we'd been watching football. So I'd been watching wrestling for 6 hours plus NFL Red Zone for about 3 before that. So Survivor Series. I will say this straight up. I really enjoyed this show.
I did too.
I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. The tag team matches. I will say the women's tag team match I thought was great.
Did you not like the men's tag team match?
No. That was.
Okay.
That was probably my least favorite match of the show. Not that it was bad, but I mean, we'll get into it. I loved the angle where they had the injuries to Io and Candice from the War Games match.
Yeah. And
then allowing them to come back out at the end of the match because technically they'd never been eliminated.
Yeah, well, that's why I said somebody was like, they're eliminated, and I was like...
Nope, they were taken to the back. They never were officially eliminated. So... that worked out well. I thought, obviously, as we go along with this, I'll say a little bit. But I think this is definitely a good match to put the NXT team over. They put a great place to put Rhea Ripley over. Over the course of this weekend, I've come to realize I've always said Shayna Baszler should never drop the NXT Women's title until they have someone who's built up enough to take it off of her. Rhea Ripley is that person at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
Rhea can take the title off of her and have it be believable. So, that's, I think, where we're heading. Candice LeRae is finally starting to get the push she deserves. I love Io, obviously. I am very intrigued coming out of this match where we're going with the Charlotte Asuka thing. Because I don't think you can just have Asuka miss her and then leave it at that.
No, I don't think
you
so.
You have to put that into something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna say it. I don't know why I don't know how Sarah Logan was on Team Raw when she's literally been on Raw twice in 2018 or 2019. I'm sorry.
Is that all?
Yeah. Somebody on the podcast I was listening to looked it up. She was on Raw even pre-brand split Raw, not just since the brand split. Pre-brand split Raw for 2019. She was on Raw twice. I was trying to think there was somebody we had come up with that could have taken that place that would have made a little bit more sense. Obviously. The problem you have is Alexa's injured. Alexa's technically on SmackDown now, isn't she?
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, because she went with Nikki Cross in the trade. I mean, you do see that as great as the women's division is, occasionally there's not a lot of depth to it outside of your main attraction.
Think about how many women were on that show, though. Dude.
Well, there were 18 women on that show.
18 women on that show.
And yeah, Becky and Charlotte and Bayley and Sasha get the majority of your main show airtime.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to be, and then obviously Natalya, Lacey kind of fall into that second tier. By the time you figure out, you got to have 15 women. The great thing for NXT is they spread it out enough that you had 5 women that you obviously could put in there easily. I love the fact they put Toni Storm on the team.
Yeah. Well, and they had other women they could have gone with too, because none of the heels from the Survivor Series team were on the
Io
or War Games. Oh, Io and Bianca weren't they?
Io and Bianca were, but yeah, no. And they're obviously Shayna's in the triple threat, so really the only one that you're not going to have Tegan. You're not going to put Dakota Kai on the team after that gimmick. So that made sense. No, I think the women's team they put out there was pretty much fine. I mean, Toni Storm's the biggest star, I think, the NXT UK's, even though Kaylee Ray is the champ right now. So I think that worked out better. No, I thought that match was fine.
Yeah.
The what was after that? Was it the US title?
It's a triple threat for the champion versus champion.
The mid card belts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't for the US title, was
well,
it?
no, but I was saying what I meant to say was the mid card titles. Again, a match I really enjoyed. I kind of was hoping for maybe a little more from this match than what we got, but it was fine. I think I kind of wanted, with those 3 guys, they could have been better, but I mean, it's a long pay-per-view. They're not going to have a lot of time, so I guess they kind of did the best they could with what they had. Somebody brought this up. It sucked that Morrow was not there to call this one, because I think this is a match where Morrow would have shined with Shinsuke, AJ, and Roderick in there. I'm super happy they gave Roddy the win. And you could see the smile. The one thing I would put over for the NXT people, just you could tell how happy and excited they were to be a part of this and to get this big opportunity. I mean, you saw Roddy when he got the pin, just how excited and happy he was. I mean, great for him. And dude, I never thought I would say this. I'm loving Sami Zayn as a manager.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish he would wrestle more, but I'm loving Sami Zayn as a manager. What do you think about Sami as a manager?
I haven't seen enough of it to have an opinion, but I would assume I would like it because Sami Zayn is one of my favorites.
Did you see the clip that Ryan Satin posted of Nakamura and Sami Zayn's entrance from a few weeks ago?
No.
Where it matched up perfectly. He overdubbed it with Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You."
Oh yeah, I did see. I'm sorry, I did see that.
Then we had the NXT title match. The first time ever, and I'm going to say this is not going to be the last time, folks. It's the fact that we are not getting a TakeOver Royal Rumble weekend, because I'm going to guess we're going to get the 10 from Raw, 10 from SmackDown, 10 from NXT gimmick. Dude, somebody I think it might have been John and Way, I was listening to this morning, brought this up and said, what if they have an NXT guy win this?
I think they could.
And then have him challenge for the title at Mania. What if they have Ciampa win this, or what if they would have Keith? Like you would put somebody over Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna call it right now. your Iron Man Award winner for the Royal Rumble this year?
Yeah.
Matt Riddle.
I can see that.
Coming at number 2, have him go like an hour.
Yeah.
Have him out there like 2 or maybe 3, and have him go an hour. That's what I think they should, where Matt Riddle should be for the Royal Rumble. But no, so Adam Cole and Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, of course, in the building where he had the match with Tyler Bate for the NXT UK title that, I mean, was one of the best matches of the decade, I think.
Yeah.
They only got they went about 14 minutes. Again, this is one of those matches I think, like, it was great, but right as they got into the high gear, I think they had to take it home.
Sure.
And you could tell at the start of this match that, and, you know, we, as people that do a podcast and all this, and obviously if you're listening to this podcast, we always live in, like I say, that inner bubble, that inner circle of not a pun, of professional wrestling that we are hardcore fans that will watch stuff. There is a bigger WWE audience that probably even people in that building at Survivor Series that hadn't watched NXT.
Yeah.
So they may not have known who these guys were, but I mean, I think the spot that got him in was when Pete went for the flip off the top rope into the super kick spot.
Yeah.
The crowd woke up after that, and they got into the match after that. This was a great match. Again, I mean, outside guys who have had the run that Adam Cole's had in the last few weeks is one of the biggest roles that I think anybody's had in the WWE in a while. And, I mean, really, and also, okay, so I'll just say it right here. We won't wait to get into this. This show to me, and I think I posted this in Ringside Chat, it was where I came up with this. I said, this show, Survivor Series, was NXT's call-up. The brand of NXT got called up.
Sure.
This was NXT's graduation from developmental.
Yeah.
They've been put over literally since the announcement that they were going to be involved in the Survivor Series. They have been put over stronger than any person, entity, team, whatever has been put over in the WWE since probably the original salvo of the Nexus.
Yeah.
Or the Shield. I'll say since the Shield. That's probably better accurate. What essentially was to completely legitimize NXT as not a developmental, but as a third brand in and of itself that is on equal plane to Raw and SmackDown. Now, NXT is still going to be the NXT. I want to hope and believe that NXT is still going to be the NXT that we all know and love.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we've still got Cole, Ciampa, Gargano, Keith Lee, Matt Riddle. And obviously, Johnny Gargano's new t-shirt literally says NXT Forever on it.
Yeah.
So
he's the Sting of NXT.
Yeah, I think you're going to see that. Guys are not going to get called up from NXT the way they used to.
I mean, you've seen guys getting called back.
Yeah, we've seen it now. Guys are getting called back. Finn Balor going back. I didn't talk about that. Finn Balor, Matt Riddle. Amazing match on NXT.
Obviously.
Could
those two have a bad match?
No, those two could not. Those two are two of the best wrestlers in the world. They cannot. There was no way that match was going to be bad. Anything short of great.
Yeah.
Again, I wish they could have went a little bit longer. They were a little bit short, but you had 2 War Games matches on the show.
There's nothing wrong with short matches.
Yeah.
A lot of but most matches are too long.
You're probably right. But no. So the whole statement here, and I'll briefly address an elephant in the room about NXT's strong push here was, yes, this is WWE. I think this was the plan regardless, but obviously, do I think it may have gotten pushed a little harder due to the fact that outside of last Wednesday, they were not winning the ratings war on Wednesday night?
They won. The 7 weeks is over. Tony Khan and Cody Rhodes are going to have a podcast with Conrad Thompson next year called 7 Weeks.
Wrong. And I will say this.
What?
Look at the ratings for Wednesday night. And I'm not going to go into the weeds on ratings and all this shit. They didn't take anybody away from AEW. they mobilized the fan base they have.
Sure.
That wasn't watching NXT to watch NXT.
Sure.
Which, if they do that, and if they can sustain that, they would probably beat AEW in the ratings on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
AEW's, I think we figured out where it is. AEW has settled in right at about 900,000 to 1 million viewers a week.
Yeah.
Which is still almost nearly double what TNT was hoping for 500,000 viewers a week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, their AEW is just fine.
Right.
NXT, I think it being a WWE brand, I think they were a little shocked at first. But, again, a lot of casual fans don't have the network. A lot of casual fans hadn't seen it yet.
Right.
Obviously, this was WWE's attempt to try to change some of that by switching the narrative, by I want to say, they actually listened to the people. I think the situation that got necessitated, if that's a word, because of the infamous plane being stuck on a tarmac, I think kind of helped them help push them in this direction. But I think now you've accomplished this goal. Now the question is, can you sustain it?
Yeah.
And that's always the question with anything WWE does for me. It's like, okay, you did something good. Can you keep it going?
Yeah.
Because one of the things I will say is, one of the reasons that I think this preview was enjoyable is because these NXT talents felt like such a breath of fresh air the last few weeks. I watched the Go Home of Raw. I've watched SmackDown. I've at least checked out some YouTube clips. The NXT guys, Seth Rollins versus Walter, Seth Rollins versus Adam Cole. These guys have felt like such a breath of fresh air because we're not seeing the same recycled matches that we've seen every week. Now, how do you incorporate that week to week? We don't want to go back to the wild card rule. That was ridiculous and terrible. Nobody wants that. So what are we gonna do? I don't know yet, but at least for 1 month, it worked.
The Royal Rumble War.
I think we're gonna get some of it going into Royal Rumble. Maybe not as much as we did going into Survivor Series, but like I said, you're gonna have. I think we're gonna get the 10 and 10. For at least for the men's Royal Rumble. I'm not sure about the women's yet.
They could do that, couldn't they?
Honestly, they'd need more than 10 from NXT.
Well, yeah, you're actually looking at who was in the War Games match, and then you had Tony Storm, and a few others. I just don't want to see like Vanessa Bourne and Aaliyah.
But they're not gonna be, Regal.
Yeah, no. There's more than enough there that they don't need to do that. So,
are there 10 women on Raw and SmackDown?
That's a good point.
I'm gonna look it up.
And you can't completely do the 10-10-10 thing because then you don't have any surprises or legends.
Well,
so you'll just say that there's all three brands will be represented. Yeah, because you got to have a couple nostalgia pops. You got to have, especially the women's Royal Rumble, you got to have your Trish's, your Litas. I pray every year for Victoria.
She retired, didn't she?
Well, WWE offered her a payday. I'm sure she would consider it.
What are you saying? She's greedy?
No, I'm saying retirements in wrestling are a relative thing. Terry Funk had 40 of them. Last year we had your great moment with Elijah and Jeff Jarrett. So
Elias
and Jeff Jarrett. Did I say Elijah?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we had The Fiend and Daniel Bryan. For the love of God, get rid of the fucking red light.
I thought it was... Okay. I legitimately considered the possibility that it was going to be a blue light now that he was on SmackDown.
Oh, God. This was probably the best Fiend match because, obviously, it's Daniel fucking Bryan, the best wrestler in the world. But the problem is, the red light just takes me out of it.
Red light on, baby.
I instantly became fucking disconnected to the match completely because of it.
Yeah.
Oh God, I cannot stand looking at that red light. Have you seen some of the pictures that people have tweeted out, whatever, like from the inside the arena when the red light's on?
No.
You can't see shit in the arena.
Really?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Hey, that thing that you yell about me at wrestling shows?
What?
Where you don't talk when I'm taking
I'm counting the women on Raw and SmackDown.
You yell at me. So Alex yells at me during shows to talk when he's taking me.
Because I ring announce and do commentary, and I do 70% of the commentary.
Well, I do 70% of the talking on this podcast.
You do more than 70% of the talking on this podcast, you piece of shit.
And you don't let me. You don't talk when I'm taking a drink of water, so we have dead air.
I don't. Good. Dead air. Let the air die. That's why that's your nickname.
Fuck you.
The Fresh Prince of Dead Air.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So then we have your Raw, SmackDown, NXT men's match.
Are Oney Lorcan and Vince Gerard related?
They might be. I think I've heard that somewhere before.
Okay. Because Oney Lorcan's real name is Christopher Gerard.
So right off the bat, the NXT team comes out, and this is as close to like a few years ago at Survivor Series when they had that big thing with like DX and the Hardys and CM Punk, and they come out and the crowd's chanting for CM Punk.
Yeah.
The NXT, you got 15 guys in there. You got Roman, you got Seth, you got Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, Tommaso, and the crowd is chanting for Walter.
Yeah.
The crowd is chanting for Walter. And then Walter gets pinned in 2 fucking minutes. God damn it.
Really?
I was fucking pissed. And the crowd, of course, immediately started chanting bullshit. The crowd was pissed. I was pissed sitting on the couch. I'm like, fuck. Really? That's what you're going to do? Put fucking Coda Reeves or somebody in that spot.
Oh, I think it was to get him attention.
Well, I think it was, but you didn't. You built him up as this killing machine, and you get him eliminated by 1 Claymore kick in 2 minutes. I don't think that's not what you should do. Can you imagine Vince McMahon meeting Walter? Oh my God, he's beautiful. I just have this mental image of the. Insert Vince McMahon watching the Stacy Keibler dance gif here. Him looking at Walter and then like, oh my God. We had Kevin Owens then eliminates Shorty G. This is the match where the eliminations came super fast to me.
Yeah. I think I looked up and I was like, wait, they're down to that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Damian Priest came in and immediately got RKO'd so I was a little irked about that one too because they didn't really give Damian Priest a chance to shine. Yeah. They had him in a few kicks and stuff. Then Matt Riddle eliminates Randy Orton. That pop and it got a huge pop.
Yeah.
So I maybe possibly we're gonna pay that off. Maybe that's something down the line.
I keep hearing Riddle and Goldberg for WrestleMania.
Well, Riddle did the spear and the jackhammer during the match with Finn Balor. And I said at that point, I'm like, you have to pay this off at Mania at this point.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have him do it if there wasn't something in the pipeline. I think that's going to happen at WrestleMania. I think we're getting that paid off. So then Braun Strowman gets counted out in a 15-person Survivor Series match. I guess you want to protect Braun, but why you didn't protect Walter? You didn't protect Damian Priest. You didn't protect anybody else, unless you're gonna have Braun's on SmackDown, isn't he? So I was thinking maybe Braun's the next challenger for the Fiend. Maybe that's why you protected him.
Maybe.
Then King Corbin eliminates Matt Riddle. Massive heat.
Great heat.
God damn it. And I knew it was going to happen, too, because I'm like, who can they get heat on Corbin? And him eliminating, it was like, he's going to eliminate Riddle or Ciampa or somebody that the crowd loves.
Yes.
Just to get the heat on that goofy fucking margarine crown looking motherfucker. God, I fucking hate Baron Corbin.
Love it.
So much.
Oh, the heat is so good.
Fucking Baron Corbin.
The best heat.
Seth Rollins eliminates Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Boy, and obviously, we talked about it a few minutes ago, they're turning Seth into a full-fledged heel, I think. And, if you're going to do anything to get the crowd to heel on him, having him pin Mustafa Ali in Chicago is probably one of the ways to do it.
Yeah.
the crowd, I mean, they were already booing Seth going into this. They turned on him completely when this happened.
It sounds like they're leaning into it now.
Yeah.
So
Based
on what I'm hearing.
Then he eliminates Tommaso. So he eliminates the two people that are left in the match at that point that the crowd wants. And then we come down to... And then gets eliminated by Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And this whole match, Keith Lee is getting shown... And even in the War Games match, did you see the spot where he did the double...
the only thing I've seen from the War Games spot... The only spot I've seen from War Games is the finish, yeah.
Keith Lee in the War Games match did a double...
oh, cool. Spoil it for me.
Did a double leapfrog over Red Dragon. He leapfrogged both of them. That man is the size that he is and can do the things that he can do. He is legitimately one of the most amazing. Like, you're drawn to him watching him wrestle, and I couldn't be happier because obviously we've met Keith Lee.
Yeah,
legitimately one of the nicest people I've ever met. I think, just a gigantic teddy bear to people, and I'm not just saying this as obviously met him as a fan, but everybody I've talked to, shared lockers with him, says just one of the most legitimately genuine, caring, love of the business of pro wrestling guys you're ever going to find. So I'm so happy for Keith Lee, and this crowd got behind him. He became a made guy, and like I said, he's going to be the NXT champion somewhere in probably the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Whether Ciampa gets it first or whatever, not. Because I've come to the conclusion, Matt Riddle does not need the title.
No.
Riddle is Riddle and can get away. Like, Riddle lost to Finn Balor, but it doesn't hurt him at this point.
Oh, fucking Christ.
I gotta talk about it. We're doing a podcast. I gotta talk about it. Riddle can lose a match, and it doesn't hurt him at this point. He's Matt Riddle, and the crowd's gonna love him regardless. So, Keith Lee, though, on this weekend became a made guy. Roman beats him, but Keith Lee looks great in the loss. So SmackDown wins the match. Afterwards, Roman shows the respect to Keith Lee. Great stuff. I was gonna talk about. Did you see the promo with him and with Seth and Kevin Owens?
Yes.
Was that not great?
Oh, I'm sorry, it was muted.
Oh, so this was a great promo. Seth comes in and says, "Hey, where do your loyalties lie? You were with NXT guys last night." He's like, "Hey, that was about getting revenge against the Undisputed Era for attacking me. I'm still on Team Raw. Raw needs me." And then he says, and he looks at him and says, "It's funny that you're gonna judge my
Oh, it wasn't muted for this. He said you're gonna judge my loyalties.
My loyalties when we can talk about yours." And then he does the shield fist.
Yeah.
So I'm like, great promo by KO. Do the callback. It's like, yeah, if anybody to question anybody's loyalty, we got Seth Rollins is the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah.
Because Seth Rollins committed, one of the greatest betrayals in the history of wrestling. Then we got to literally, I'm gonna call this the greatest 7 minutes in the history of professional wrestling.
You liked the Brock match?
I fucking love this match.
Yeah, alright.
This thing, Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio. This is probably one of the best built stories that WWE's done in a long time, honestly. The build to this match was amazing. It was originally all about building to Cain Velasquez, and then Rey starts getting, who doesn't love the story of a father basically fighting for the honor of his son?
Yeah.
It's one of the classic, literally a tale as old as time. Pun intended.
Tale as old as time.
You didn't have to sing it, but. So, they've built this up. They did the whole thing where Brock's been beaten down a couple times with this lead pipe. They've built this match great, where Brock's coming into this a little bit injured. And, again, Heyman being Heyman, knowing how to sell something, doesn't do this is a spoiler line. He talks about how Brock's hurt. He talks about how, Ray's figured out some weaknesses. Ray might just be able to pull this off. It's kind of the same thing what he did with Finn Balor a few months ago.
Yeah.
And then they did the gimmick where Finn attacked him, in the ribs, essentially the diverticulitis. So, this build was great. So, it comes out, and, Brock's just toying with him. takes the wood piece off the top of the table, hits a nasty-looking German suplex on Ray on this piece of wood, snaps it, all this, you know, and then Dominic Mysterio runs to the ring, and he's got the towel. Is he gonna throw the towel for his father? Brock's, you know, he slides in. Brock's talking. Brock grabs the towel and he throws it away.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm thinking that Dom's gonna do it. Ray comes up behind Brock, low blow. So Brock's staggering, comes back for Dominic. Dominic hits a low blow. Ray grabs the pipe. And this is after, of course, Ray's been hit with, you know, goddamn 10 German suplexes.
Yeah.
So Brock was basically, you know, it was the whole game where Brock was toying with him, and now Brock's really in trouble. You know, they're beating up the pipe. Dominic comes in, huge chair shot. You know, Brock hits the ropes. Dominic and Ray look at each other, off the ropes. Both of them hit the perfect stereo 619s. The crowd is going crazy. Dominic goes to the top rope. Frog splash, you know, which...
The way his dad taught him.
Yep. And I'm like, he's paying homage to his other dad.
Real dad.
Who's your poppy? And at this point, I'm on the edge of the couch at this point. And I'm sitting there, and Ray goes for a cover. Dominic jumps on top of Ray. The referee's counting. And I'm into it. I'm slapping the couch. 1, 2, 3, no! Ow! So, Brock knocks out Dominic out of the ring. Ray goes to the top rope, jumps up. Brock instantly catches him on the shoulders, hits an F5 for the win. Basically says, yeah, I'm done fucking around with this now. F5, win, pin, 1, 2, 3. This was fucking great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
That's how you tell a fucking story. And the crowd just ate it up. When they hit the fucking double 619s, it was the pop of the night.
Yeah.
Dude, Dominic can go.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. There's a lot of rumors. Is he signed to WWE signed to a contract? Is he not? I would kind of hope he would go out into the Pillman Jr. route. Go out and do a couple indies. Do some indie shots so we can see you kind of at least earn it a little bit. I think that would help him.
I don't think he has to at this point.
I don't think he has to, but I mean, and if he does just go down to the PC to trade. I mean, maybe send him over to Evolve when he's ready. Get a few matches under his belt. But either way, I mean, obviously he's training because he did some shit. He did some shit.
Yeah.
But no, that was 7 minutes of just awesome, and kudos to Ray. I was hoping give Ray the win, have him hold it to Royal Rumble, just a quick Rey Mysterio run, you know, that one last championship would have been a great story. Obviously, they're going another. Do you think Brock's on TLC?
No.
So Brock doesn't show up to Royal Rumble.
Nah. Yeah, probably.
I said if they do have Brock at TLC, you know what they need to do?
What?
Handicap match.
I could see that.
Brock versus Dominic and Ray.
I could see that.
I could see that.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. So then we have the main event. Shayna Baszler versus Bayley versus Becky Lynch. I didn't love this match.
Apparently Vince didn't either.
Am I wrong?
I'm trying to remember.
The problem is at this point too. We've been here for almost 6 hours.
Yeah. I think your main event needs to be a banger.
And it was a good match, but it just didn't have that big feel. A little bit. They did the right thing. Shayna goes over, and then Bayley attacks her. I think at some point Becky attacked her. Shayna's gonna win. Shayna's gonna drop the NXT title and probably show up. I could see them having. You know what's gonna happen?
What?
Shayna's gonna drop the title at the Takeover Portland, the next Takeover, which is in February. But before that, Shayna's gonna win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
She's gonna challenge Becky for the title at WrestleMania.
You think when's Ronda coming back?
I don't know if Ronda is coming back. We don't really. Nobody knows. Nobody seems to know anything on that front. So, no, I think the way they finished that with Becky with the attack, putting her through the table. I think you're gonna build it up. Shayna wins the Royal Rumble, drops the title to Rhea at Takeover Portland, and then challenges Becky for the women's title at WrestleMania. That's kind of where I think we're going. Ugh. My voice is starting to go out. What are you saying?
I just said,
So you got anything else? Big AEW card coming this week.
Yeah.
DDP is going to be on the show. You got Cody back on the show. Pac versus MJF for the ring, which I don't know if it's just a ring, if the ring is going to be a mid-card title. It's for a ring. That's kind of cool though. Then you got Pac versus Kenny Omega. It's at the Sears Center, so it's going to be an awesome crowd. I wish I could go. I'm going next week in Champaign, so.
You going?
I'm going to Champaign next week. No, I'm not going to Chicago this week. No way can I go to Chicago and be back at work at 7 a.m. Thanksgiving Day, so. Just too much, and there was no way I was getting the day off work the day before Thanksgiving, so it was just kind of, unfortunately, impossible to do. But looking forward to that. Looking forward to NWA. Go check out NWA Power.
Why?
It's a great show.
If you're... Whatever.
They took care of it. It's over.
No, they didn't.
He's not on the show anymore.
But all the people that didn't have a problem with it are.
You know, that's the bigger issue.
Yeah, I know.
To me, is the fact that
why didn't somebody... That it made it through fucking...
15 people?
How many rounds of editing?
Yeah.
That's the part that makes me mad.
Maybe you should hire somebody better than a trained monkey to edit your show.
No, it's the fact that... So, I don't want to deep dive into this, but there are a lot of accusations towards Lagana for being a white supremacist. Which I don't know if they're substantiated or not, obviously. But
we can say we've met Davey was cool to us, but you know.
The racist was cool to us white guys. He can't be that bad.
We don't know if he is.
But I'm saying if he was,
okay.
That's not going to affect the way he treats us.
Yeah, no,
that was my point.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
The way a racist, if he is a racist, the way he treats white people is not going to be a good indication.
Just like I don't want to deep dive into Ring of Honor on the show right now, but fuck Ring of Honor, fuck Greg, whatever the fuck his nuts is.
Hamilton?
Greg, no, not Greg Hamilton.
Oh,
I don't have anything. Greg Gilliland or Gilliland or whatever.
Gilligan.
Gilla fuck it. Gilla go fuck himself.
Gilla go fuck himself.
No, if Ring of Honor. To me, it just needs to go away. Fuck Ring of Honor. I said it on Pure Regal after the G1 Supercard show. Fuck Ring of Honor. Fuck that company. I was done with them then. I have not watched a single show of theirs since then. And I hate to say this, I'm happy that all of my suspicions were confirmed. This company is ran by a bunch of MAGA fuckheads that are a bunch of assholes. And this idiot is texting everybody in the company, talking shit about his own talent, firing somebody via email, basically saying that certain guys didn't deserve the money they got, talking about how they literally sends a text out talking about how they couldn't get fucking Matt Taven over. And then 3 months later, they sign him to a gigantic contract. So you sign a guy to a gigantic contract that you openly admit you can't fucking get over. What the actual fuck? Who runs a company like that? Seriously. Just fuck Ring of Honor. It's fucking dumb. It's a fucking... Impact is more relevant at this point. NWA Power is more relevant at this point. Ring of Honor literally is of your major wrestling companies that have TV, that have a show. It is dead and buried at this point. I don't know how anybody is still wants to work there. Unfortunately, I will say this. Unfortunately, Alex, it sounds like your boy Jeff Cobb came out actually and supported this guy. That disappointed me. So I mean, just yeah, I've canceled Ring of Honor at this point. They're done. Fuck them. I don't watch their shit. So,
are we done?
Yeah. Oh, it's Thanksgiving week. Huge uncharted territory.
What do we do on Thanksgiving?
Eat turkey.
Didn't we do a gimmick on Thanksgiving? Like, what wrestling fans are thankful for?
Oh, we did last year. Yeah, we kind of forgot about that. But no, go check out Beyond Wrestling on Thanksgiving night. If after you stuff yourself full of turkey, huge 5-on. They're gonna do. See, they're doing like 3 elimination matches. They're doing a 5-on-5, a 4-on-4, and a 3-on-3.
Yeah. Did you see who got booked?
Danhausen?
No.
Oh, JJ.
Yeah.
JJ Garrett, former SCWPro personality.
Personality.
Big, huge 10-person tag.
I wonder if Captain Midnight will be bringing his yacht to the White Eagle.
Dude, I would. Can you imagine a promo off between Cam Zagabi and the Captain Midnight Guthrie?
That would be great.
No, but huge. We gotta shout out the huge 10-person elimination tag. Team Beyond, captained by Chris Statlander, and featuring Bear Country. Her partners are Bear Country and Murder, Death, Kill, Thomas Santel, and Nick fucking Gage, taking on Team Independent Wrestling.tv All-Stars. Dominic Guarini and Kevin Koo, Violence is Forever. The War Horse, the IWTV champion, Matthew Justice, and then the captain of the team.
Yeah.
The one called Manders. So
what? He's the captain?
Yeah, Righteous Jesse announced that one called Manders is the captain of the team.
Why the fuck is Manders the captain over Justice or Warhorse?
I would think Warhorse would be the captain.
Or Violence is Forever.
I would think Warhorse would be the captain. He's the IWTV champion. They may have changed that, but in the original promo where they announced the teams, Righteous Jesse did say that Manders was the captain.
That's dumb. I love Manders, but that's dumb. Alright, follow me on Twitter at OneRealSmartAlex. Follow Regal at SCWRegal444. Follow the podcast at OffTheChestTR. Follow SlamFam at SlamFamWREST for Timothy Regal. I'm Alex McCarthy, and we will see you at the show.